Hi, welcome to the HR Happy Hour work break. You are live here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose. How are you
Hey,
today?
Trish McFarlane. I'm well. Good to see you today. You're looking great. You have a
That's good.
glow to you. I don't know what
Oh,
that is.
I do have a glow to me. Can I start out with a funny work break story? So,
Sure.
been working all day. Obviously, it's like these days fly by. But anyway,
Oh my
uh,
God, yes.
I should show you at some point. Maybe I will. I am working at my sister's house because we actually, before all of this, isolation started, she and I worked together. Obviously, she's part of H3 HR. She lives very, very close to me, and we were together every single day anyway. So we've been, still doing that a little bit. So I'm working at her house today, and I don't know how you are if you go to people's houses, but normally I am not that curious and I don't like touch their things. But I went into her bathroom and she has like a whole shelf of like all different perfumes and body sprays and all sorts of stuff. She had this stuff and it was like spray bronzer, which I've never used
Wow.
spray bronzer before.
Nice.
And I'm gonna tell you, like, that's why my hair looks so fabulous because it has spray bronzer in it. But for anyone who's, I'll take off my glasses. So it is like I'm like very sparkly because I thought that spray bronzer is just like color and this has sparkle in it. So I don't know if it's
Nice.
going to show up, but I'm very tan now. Thank you to
Sounds
spray
good.
bronzer in my sister's house. It's like,
Nice.
yeah, it's a mess, but it's all in my hair. Uh, Here's my tip for the day. Do not put spray bronzer in your hair. That's not, but do I look like
Wow.
I'm glowing? See?
You look
That's
great. So that's great.
pretty
It's a
good.
good chat. I might try to find some of that stuff myself after the show.
It's awful. I cannot believe I have spray bronzer all over myself. And I was choking. Like I'm in the bathroom, like completely choking myself with all of the spray bronzer. But anyway. Um, but listen, I am so glad that we're taking a break because it has been a busy day.
Yeah.
But I thought of what I want to ask you about and talk to you about. And so I was having a conversation this morning with Gareth Jones, and I
Hmm.
think you know Gareth, right? So
I do.
he's the CEO for a company over in the UK called Head Start, and they really help hiring for entry level workers, direct, from the campus workers, that sort of thing. That's where their kind of specialty niche is right now. But what we were talking about wasn't work. It was about, how are things in the UK? What are they hearing that people are doing differently, maybe than what we're doing here? I don't know. Anyway, he said that what he's been really focused on, and I wrote this down because I thought it was really important the way he said it. He said he's worried about finding his natural rhythm. So, for example, not setting an alarm, being able to just kind of let your body go to sleep when it needs to sleep,
Hmm.
waking up when you need to wake, and a little bit from working from home, I think, is aiding in that. Like you're not feeling like you have to immediately head into the office, right? So, but what he talked about was spending time meditating, and he said that in the past he's tried other meditations and like he just couldn't get into it, and he asked if I had heard of a man named Wim Hof, Wimhof, and he said he's practicing the Wim Hof method, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I watched that on Netflix. So for anybody listening, I would love a tweet at me or message me somehow. On the Goop Lab show on Netflix, one of the episodes is about cold therapy using
Okay.
the Wim Hof method. Have you heard of all this, Steve? Are you familiar
I've
with?
heard of the Goop Lab. That's one of my favorite channels on Netflix, but
It
no, I
probably
have
is
not
not.
heard of it. But I do. You mentioned it to me, and I thought, "Ooh, that's interesting," and like I'm curious to know more. But I know that we're all looking for ways to try to get back into sorts, whether it's schedules, whether it's rhythms. We've talked about a little bit of this on some work break shows and the forced commute, right? The fake commute we talked
Right?
about the other day as well. I mean, I know after a while, after a couple of months of this, yeah, it's good to seek out ways or strategies or even some kind of new methods of feeling better or getting yourself back right. Yeah.
I agree. It was funny. I think if I didn't already know Gareth, I might have been an even bigger skeptic. And when I saw it on the Goop Lab, I thought it was very fascinating. I won't spend all our time because we don't have a ton here, but basically it's just a breathing technique that you practice, and then at some point you begin introducing cold shock therapy. So basically it's like doing the breathing routine and then going into like a 5-second ice cold shower. So again, you're not starting out doing something dramatic. It's just little incremental increases in like a cold shower or jump. It's like jumping into a cold pool or lake or pond, something like that. And I guess the idea is you're giving your mind something else to focus on, right? Focusing on your breathing, and just doing something to break that routine of when you're getting when things are chaotic and you're just feeling overwhelmed. I don't know. I feel like most of the time I'm pretty good, but there are definitely moments every day where I just feel, completely overwhelmed, or like I need a break of some sort, and not being able to leave the house. I think I told you before we started, I said, I feel like at least in the past, and I didn't do it often, but if I was overwhelmed, and it could be good stress, but I could go get a massage. I could, go to a restaurant for an hour by myself and sit on a patio somewhere and
go to a cafe or go to a wine bar and just relax for a little bit. Yeah.
And we don't have those methods. So anyway, that's my sharing for today, is to either watch the Goop Lab, I guess any episode, right? But the one on the cold therapy, to see if that works. I would love to hear. Or if anybody else is out there using the Hoff method, please tweet me. I'm like fascinated. But can I mention one other thing too? And I have not checked it out a lot, but I plan to. One other thing he told me about was it's called Inside Out, and and you can Google it, or I'll tweet it. I'll find their website. But it's a company called Inside Out, and they're helping people, both individuals or employers, can buy it for their company. I know he said Head Start has begun using it themselves, just to help you if you need to speak with someone, if you need a counselor, if you need, and has an app with tips on, again, dealing with chaos and maybe stress, anxiety, maybe depression. There's obviously, we're all in very different phases of our own wellness and finding our natural.
Yeah, those are great ideas, Trish, and I think that's something we should definitely check out. For me too, I mean, it's been really thinking about making sure I'm exercising, and I always have been fairly committed to it over the last, 10 or 12 years, but it's easy to kind of slip out of it now that you can't go to the gym, right? You're saying the places that we can't go. So, I did, like a lot of people did, I bought a few things for the house, but I'm also trying out some new things, which has been kind of fun, like things I never would have done otherwise in terms of just trying new routines, trying new things for fitness. And it's been enlightening, to say the least, like, especially
what are you trying?
So I've tried some yoga just in the house, which I have never, ever done. And I know that's not a novel thing, right? The millions of people do yoga, but I had never, ever tried it. Yeah. And certainly would never go in public and do it. I still probably wouldn't. But, just like now you grab the app, I use the Nike app, and I've tried about 4 different routines, and I think only one of them I'm pretty good at. So maybe I'll stick to that one for a while. But, and I'm back to playing basketball. Like, I just go to my local park by myself, and I love playing. My whole life I play basketball, but just get out there and do it for half an hour, when I can. And, those two things combined with just some of the other things I'm doing has helped me to, I don't say normalcy or feel great all the time, but at least to feel a little bit better. So when it's like right now, it's been a long day. It's been a hectic day, a lot of things going on. I want to go work out like right now. So hopefully I'll find a little time today to do that.
I was going to say, you can't work out right now because we have another meeting coming up at the top of the hour.
Oh, no. After that meeting. Damn, I forgot about that.
After that meeting, yes, you should absolutely go and work out or whatever, do your yoga. But
there you go.
No, I get it. Again, I will say this too. I think taking this little work break in the middle of the day, even though it's not at a consistent time, just having a few minutes to kind of
it's a nice break.
So anyway, well, if you are listening out there in the world, thank you so much. We love spending a couple minutes with you all every day. Thank you all for the ideas too, because the ideas are starting to come in for us. And let us know, what are you doing maybe that you weren't doing before, or have you tried the Hoff method? We'd love to just hear some feedback. The last thing, can I give a little plug before we sign off here, is we do the Workplace Movie Hall of Fame, and we had decided we're going to do it on Everest coming up. So if you're out there, watch Everest so we can do this together. But I had tweeted that I wanted to actually find someone who does mountain climbing to talk to us about, some of the challenges in preparation and actually execution of the climb and that sort of thing, and how it works, relates to work. And we heard from Cecile Alper Leroux, our friend from
Our old friend. Yes.
Who has climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. So upcoming show, we don't even have it scheduled yet. So I'm giving you all plenty of time to think about watching that movie, but we're going to have Cecile come on. See, there's my hair's like my bronze.
Get back to the bronzer, Trish, and you'll be fine. Don't worry.
That's my ending tip for the day. Do not glitter bronze your hair.
Tip. I will not.
It separates. It's like, oh gosh. Okay. That's enough of that. Anyway, all right. Thank you for joining us for the work break, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.